I have a question regarding the omega-3.
Mhm.
I diagnosed as omega-3 deficient. I had my omega score as 1, where it's recommended to be more than 5. And I
Mhm.
start to do research what type of omega will be good for me. And I read some researches and want to see your opinion about this that say that if you take, and I'm a vegan, if you take omega DHA from algae, there is a risk that this will be oxidated oil, and because it's very sensitive to oxidation, and it could cause a lots of harm to the body, this oxidation to arteries, to the heart, and some other things. I would like to understand your opinion on this, about the concern of oxidation of DHA from omega-3 DHA from algae. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so the algae is interesting. They in the ocean where they came from, they only had 4% oil, so that's very low. You can't squeeze algae and get oil out of them if there's only 4% of oil. In fact, if you squeeze a seed and to take all the oil out, there's usually between 6 and 12% of the oil stays in the seed because you can't get it out by just squeezing it. That's sometimes why they use solvents. So what they do is they brought them in and they put them in tanks and they feed them sugar and they turn sugar into DHA. Now, wouldn't it be nice if you could turn sugar into DHA in your own body? You can't, but they can. And then they bust the oil bubble in the algae, and the oil floats on top, and then they take it out, and then they have to clean it up and do all of that. There are processes involved in cleaning them up that are similar to what what is done to the fish oils, except we got them because somebody showed me that, and I looked at it, and I looked at the spec sheet and I said, no, you were the guys who are making oils with health in mind. Well, how am I going to explain that this stuff is treated with Drano window washing acid, bleached and fried, and before it got put in a capsule? So my partner went and talked to the company that made them. At that time, it was only one company making it, and said he wanted it unrefined. So they gave it to us unrefined. We were the only people in the world that had unrefined algae oil. And that's what we put in the DHA blend. But that's changing now because the company got sold, and then it got sold again, and then another, now it's a very big company, bought it. And so they don't really want to deal with this. So they don't, we're too little for them. So that may also change. And then I don't know what happens. Here's my deal. I'm old enough to be on the list of people who should take DHA for their health, and I won't take it. What I do is, I think the biggest problem is not getting enough ALA to make the DHA. Because if you can make it from ALA, but you're not getting any ALA in your diet, then you're not going to make any DHA in your body. So what I'm doing is I say, optimize your intake and get it from undamaged sources. That's the point of the basic blend that I work with. Okay. And what I would recommend, what do you weigh?
My weight is about 75 kilogram.
Okay, so you're about 75, 150,
150 pounds.
165.
Yeah.
So I would do this. Start with a tablespoon a day, mix it in food of the oil blend, Udo's choice, Udo's oil. Mix it in food, go up to 3 tablespoons, and watch what happens to your ratio and to your omega-3 status. That's what I would do.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much for that. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our next question, which is coming in from Evelyn. Evelyn, I am unmuting you now. Welcome.
Good morning. I have
Hi,
a couple
Evelyn.
of questions about ALA. So you said we need between 7 and 20 grams of ALA. So if I'm taking...
No. The research says that 1.7 is the recommended, but the recommended is always a minimum. If you take more, you'll get to an optimum. If you take more than the optimum, then your body will just burn it for energy. So this is not it's not the required, but what we recommend 7 to 20 grams.
So if I'm taking 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed a day, how many grams of ALA do you think I'm getting?
Okay, a tablespoon is about 15 grams. It's about a third oil, so that'd be 5 grams. And it's about 40% oil. 40% of the oil is omega-3, so you'd be getting about 3 grams of alpha-linolenic acid in your tablespoon of flax. But only if you grind it, because if you swallow it whole, it has a very tough cover, and you can literally, it'll pass through you. You'll get the benefit of the fiber, but it'll pass through you, and you can plant it and it'll grow. So you won't get the oils unless you use a blender or something to blend it up. Then your digestive juices can get to the oil and they will take the oil out and you'll absorb it. You absorb about 94% of the oil that you eat is absorbed into your body.